Welcome back, guys. It is the final week of Veganuary 2021, and we are going to celebrate and make some pizza. This has been a highly requested video, so I do hope you enjoy it. Be sure to stay tuned until the end of the video, where I'm going to show you some other resources that you can go to for some food inspiration, some knowledge, documentaries to watch if you're interested, and just little things like that, so that way I am not your only source of information and inspiration, and you can kind of watch other people, see what they're doing, what they're eating, and that's really all how we learn and grow as people. So let's go ahead and get started. The ingredients that you'll need for your pizza today are all-purpose flour, extra virgin olive oil, salt, pepper, rapid rise instant yeast, sugar, Italian spices like garlic powder, oregano, parsley, some fresh basil, tomato sauce, and mozzarella cheese. I'm going to be using Miyoko's mozzarella cheese today. Feel free to use whatever type of plant-based cheese that you like. Alright, so to get this pizza started, a lot of times I'll just dip my finger in there to make sure it's not too hot. I'll go ahead and add the yeast. Add your half a tablespoon of sugar, and then you want to make sure you stir it so that way all of the yeast is submerged into your water. It's gonna take about 7 to 10 minutes and it'll start to bubble up and get a little bit foamy. That's how you know that it's working. Let that do its job. In the meantime, I'm gonna go ahead and add 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 tablespoon of sugar, and a half a teaspoon of garlic powder to 2 cups of flour. Go ahead and use a whisk to just mix it all in nice and evenly. Alright, so it's time to go ahead and add the yeast mixture in with the flour. This is also when you can add any other flavorings to your dough that you would like to add. I'm gonna do 2 tablespoons of olive oil, Alright, so now you just have to mix everything together. If you have one of those KitchenAid stand mixers, you can use one of those with the dough attachment on it. That's gonna make it really easy to mix everything in, and it also kneads the dough for you and you don't have to do anything by hand. I wanted to just show you guys how easy it is to do it. Even if you don't have a mixer, you can do everything by hand and it is not difficult at all. Alright, so my dough has formed a nice little ball here. I'm gonna knead it with my hands just a little bit, and then we're gonna let the dough rise for 30 minutes. Once you have formed your pizza dough, go ahead and cover it with a damp cloth. You can set it somewhere warm, like near a window. Once the 30 minutes is up and your dough has doubled in size, you can go ahead and preheat your oven to 500 degrees. So before you set your dough onto your parchment paper, what I did was grab a cutting board. I taped the parchment paper around it, and then I just added some flour over top, so that way the dough doesn't completely stick to the paper when I'm trying to roll it out flat. Now technically you could cut this in half and do 2 separate little personal pizzas if you like. I'm gonna keep mine whole today. It might make my dough a little bit thicker, but I don't mind it that way. I actually kind of like it. So let's go ahead and roll it out. Love a good crust. Here she is. We're gonna go ahead and add some of your tomato sauce. Once you have the desired amount of cheese on, go ahead and add your shredded basil and any other toppings that you would like to add. Here's the before. She's gonna bake for about 10 to 15 minutes in the oven on 500 degrees. Make sure that you keep an eye on it so that way it doesn't burn. Be really careful when you're transferring your pizza to your oven. I'm gonna just slide the top rack of my oven open and then slide only the parchment paper, obviously not the cutting board. Take me to your soul. So that is how you make a delicious plant-based pizza using Miyoko's cashew cream, mozzarella cheese, basil, tomato sauce, and making your own homemade dough. As promised, I want to leave you guys with some really good resources if you're looking for some more food inspiration, documentaries. So I'm gonna start off with food-based blogs. The first one is Sweet Potato Soul. She has a food blog on her website, and she also has a really amazing YouTube channel. Definitely check her out. Deliciously Ella is another one. She owns a restaurant in the UK. She has a beautiful blog. She also has a cookbook. Oh She Glows was one of the first food bloggers that we went to for recipes. She makes really good hearty soups and stews and things like that. And then last but not least, I put Hot for Food on there. Her food is freaking delicious. She also has a YouTube channel if you like to watch things in video form, or you could just go to her website and she has plenty of recipes on her website. Food-based YouTubers that are awesome are gonna be Bosch, Hot for Food, Sweet Potato Soul, and Avant-Garde Vegan. They all have really incredible YouTube channels. Definitely go to them, support them. There are 2 incredible speeches up on YouTube by 2 different vegan activists that I think are really important for every single person to listen to. The first one is called This Speech is Your Wake Up Call by James Aspey. It's kind of long, but if you really take the time to sit down and listen to what he has to say, it will definitely open your eyes and just look at things from a different perspective, which I think is something that we should be doing throughout life. The second speech is called This is the Most Important Speech You Will Ever Hear by Gary Yourofsky. He is a semi-retired vegan activist. He's a little bit older, so he's been doing this for very, very long. And he is another one that has dedicated his life to serving the animals and has even been banned from specific countries from freeing animals. He has a really interesting story, but definitely watch that video. Again, it will open your eyes. Next up, I have some documentaries to watch if you like. The first ones are gonna be on Netflix. So the first documentary is the GameChangers. This one is gonna be really good for like health and fitness and stuff like that. The next 2 are health-based as well. It is called What the Health and Forks Over Knives. The next documentary is A Life on Our Planet by David Attenborough. He is the one that has narrated all of the Planet Earth videos. He's been passionate about the planet his whole entire life. It is a very, very good documentary. It's not about veganism, but it is about the state of our planet due to the current way that we all live. The next documentary is called Blackfish. Again, it's not specifically about veganism or food or anything like that. It is more about how we are trained to just believe that using animals for the entertainment industry is completely normal. So again, it'll just kind of open your eyes. And then the last 3 documentaries I have are going to be found on YouTube. The first one is Dominion. That one's going to be showing you all of the standard practices for how meat comes from when the animal is breeded into life and then all the way to your plate. It's very disturbing, I will not lie. The next documentary is Earthlings, which is basically the older version of what Dominion is. So again, it's on the ethics and it's very disturbing, but I think there's something to be said about being able to watch how your food is created before it is nicely packaged at the grocery store. So I think they're necessary to watch. And then lastly, I have Before the Flood. That's just a documentary basically about climate change. Leonardo DiCaprio produced it, so I think you'll like that. If you have any other documentaries or videos or food blogs that you love and you're watching this, definitely leave them in the comments so that way other people can see what else is out there. I hope you enjoyed the final video, as well as just the whole series that I did for January. I had a lot of fun making it, and we'll see where this year takes us. Love you guys, and I will see you next week. I belong to you. Let me know if you try this pizza recipe, switching up the toppings a little bit. Excuse me. Do just what you want. Are you gonna really do that, Luna? Please. Don't do that. No.